I'm sure you've already been following the crazy beef going on between ex-lovers Megan the Stallion and Tory Lanez. But lately, everything has gotten more messy. There's some real confusion going around the whole thing. Megan says that Tory popped a few shots at her, while his lawyer is claiming there are some massive holes in Megan's story. Then, there's the entire drama of Megan's best friend Kelsey being the actual culprit. So what's really going on with all this mess? Tory Lanez and Megan seemed like a match made in heaven for a long time. They both found a lot of success in the rap game, and for a minute, everybody thought they were a power couple that couldn't be stopped. Unfortunately, it didn't stay that way. There hadn't been any public news of them having issues with each other, and then the entire incident outside Kylie Jenner's part broke out, where Megan ended up with injuries on her foot. In September of 2020, after a party at Kylie Jenner's mansion, Megan and one of her friends were riding around with Tory. Some sort of struggle happened, and before it was all said and done, Tory was charged with possession of a firearm. This is where the whole thing gets a little dicey, because all the details are so mixed up from here on out. At first, Megan mentioned that she had to get surgery on her foot because of glass from the car. After that, she said that it actually wasn't glass, and that she had been shot. She didn't say by who, though. She made a whole post on Instagram a short time later about what happened in the car that night, but the post has since been taken down, probably because it wasn't a good legal move to keep it up. She said, "On Sunday morning, I suffered gunshot wounds as a result of a crime that was committed against me and done with the intention to physically harm me. I was never arrested. The police officers drove me to the hospital where I underwent surgery to remove the bullets. I'm incredibly grateful to be alive and that I'm expected to make a full recovery, but it was important for me to clarify the details about this traumatic night." According to Megan, the reason she didn't mention that Tory had shot her immediately is that the cops were being aggressive, and she was scared to let them know anyone in the SUV had a gun. She said,
"The police come, I'm scared. All this going on with the police is for anything. The police was literally killing black people for no mother reason. Soon as the police tell us all get out the mother car, the police is really aggressive. You think I'm about to tell the police that we, us black people, got a gun in the car? You want me to tell the laws that we got a gun in the car so they all of us up? I'm scared. Helicopter over us and some more
According to Megan, Tory and his team are running a smear campaign against her so that Tory doesn't have to suffer the consequences of his actions. Tory says the opposite. On an album he put out in 2020, he talks about the shooting almost constantly, like on every track. He even goes as far as to talk about the fact that he doesn't have any evidence that the bones or tendons were damaged. So how could she have been shot? Well, Meg's been on Twitter reacting to the whole thing as it unfolds and addressing the news of Tory and his team trying to throw doubt on the whole situation. She tweeted, "Like, I've been shot, and the focus of some of these headlines are dismissing that I was attacked with a weapon while I was unarmed and trying to paint it as a catfight between friends. Why do I have to relive this with everyone on the internet every day and watch y'all gaslight me?" She also called out the way a lot of the media has been handling this mess. She's even gone so far to claim that Tory and his team are making things up, sending in their stories to news outlets and publishing straight up lies. She said, "Don't blogs, journalists have to have accurate, credible sources before going with the story? Or is it just like a new I got paid to post this or I heard it from my homegirl type policies these days?" Now, according to some sources, it was not Tory, but Megan's best friend Kelsey who fired at her because an argument broke out between them over Tory. You see, Kelsey had a thing for Tory, and when she found out that Megan was hooking up with Tory, she lost her cool and fired the shots. There's another issue with Megan's part of the story, though. Aside from everything the attorney pointed out so far, he also brought up that the bullet fragments from the shooting had been misplaced or lost by the hospital that was working with them.
I mean, are there bullets is what I'm saying? Is there a bullet? Is there not a bullet? Is there bullet fragments? Is there not bullet fragments?
It looks like whatever they removed from her ankle is missing. That piece of evidence is missing. They don't have that hard evidence.
That's
so I don't know
strange.
where it could be.
In simple words, the evidence has been lost. I don't know about y'all, but how can evidence just go missing, especially in a high-profile case like this? This all just sounds too sus. And according to the doctors who did Megan's surgery, the wounds to her feet were just superficial. This is all starting to sound pretty shaky. Don't think it's an open and shut case yet, though, because an LAPD detective also testified in court, and he tells a completely different story about how this all unfolded. He said that Tory aimed the gun at Megan's feet and told her to dance before he started popping shots off. Not only that, but he also made a call to Megan's ex-manager while he was in jail on a recorded line, apologizing for shooting Megan. Tory released a statement on all the news that had come out about the trial since it happened, saying, "Nah, I need someone to report what was really said in court today. 45 minutes of my lawyer stating contradictory evidence that proves my innocence should never come back as one false story forced to the media. He's also using the whole smear campaign thing here, so it's hard to tell what's actually going on and what actually happened in the courtroom. Honestly, this thing is so murky at the moment that there's no real way to tell what actually went down. Both sides seem to have some solid backing. That being said, there's no really good evidence to point to Torey, or the fact that the shooting even happened, other than the witness testimony. Twitter is running wild over this entire situation. There's obviously going to be some disagreement because a lot of the times these music stands don't know how to behave. But even aside from that, there's the fact that all of the evidence is so shaky either way. One user even pointed that out by saying, some people just only care about the artists they listen to. Like if this was Justin Bieber who them all, people would still be on his side like, but he made Baby. He can't do anything bad. Another user said, I agree with Meg. At the end of the day, she was assaulted with a weapon. The minor details that led up to the shooting. Point is, she was shot and should receive proper justice for what took place. To be fair, this is totally reasonable. If everything went down the way Meg said it did, and there's a good chance it did, Torey should definitely get prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. It's just that when it actually comes down to legal cases like this, you can't just ignore the little details. What do y'all think about this one? Let us know whether you think Torey's capping on this one or if Meg isn't being 100 here. And if you like that one, I just know you're about to dig this one too.